good morning everyone, welcome to this special edition of Catholic Broadcast. And this morning I'm at the St. Joseph Mercy Hospital. The hospital is celebrating its 73rd anniversary, and the St. Joseph Mercy Hospital, which was established by the Roman Catholic Sisters of Mercy, will be holding a health fair on Saturday, September 29th. And of course, this is in observance of the health institution's 73rd anniversary. With me today I have Administrative Associate Mr. Terry Mohammed and Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the hospital, Ms. Deborah Ramsey. Welcome. It's a privilege to have you. So what I'm going to ask you just to tell me something about yourself, and of course I would have mentioned the position you hold, but if you can just give an insight as to you being here at St. Joseph Mercy Hospital.
Okay, thank you so much for coming. We welcome the opportunity to talk a lot about our hospital with services, anybody who wants to come in here. So we would like to talk about what we're doing, the progress we're making and the advances we are doing within the hospital, but really looking carefully at how we're addressing our health fair, which we have a theme for. So I am Deborah Ramsey. I am the Deputy Chief Executive Officer, and my role at the hospital is really to oversee things that are happening in the hospital, but I pay a lot of attention to the business aspect of the hospital. I try to make sure that the business that we do, we work within the framework of a proper business structure. So my greater part of what I do on a daily basis is making sure we enhance the business, and there's a lot of work that we have been doing and we have to continuously do to ensure that the public who are using our institution are comfortable here. So mainly that, and of course marketing, because that's my background, advertising and marketing. I spent 35 years in advertising and marketing, because we had an agency here many years ago. So I've been in and out of Guyana. So I came back to this hospital. I came into the St. Joseph Mercy Hospital 3 years ago, and within the 3 years that I've been here, this is our second health fair, so to speak. I know the word health fair is used very broadly in organizations, but we have a theme for our health fair, and that is health and wellness experience. That is the theme for the St. Joseph Mercy Hospital Health Fair 2018. We did have a health fair in 2016, which was on a smaller scale. But this health fair that we have now, we have so many things happening within the hospital that we need to actually let the public see what we're doing. And you go through, and this is free of cost, of course, you go through the different areas in which you can make sure that you are healthy. We have introduced for our staff a Zumba fitness program with Ms. Nashavia King, who is, she's called a Zumba Queen in Guyana, but she's fully certified by Zumba, and as such she does a lot of the exercises for our staff to make sure our staff keeps healthy. She is ending the program with a Zumba Glow fitness exercise. So because it's after 6, it's going to be sundown, so we will have the little glow things to enhance that, but that ends it. But let me talk about the beginning. And the beginning is really about showcasing different areas in which we will be covering. Those areas will have stage activities. We will have BLS interactive training, how it's done. Terry is going to talk more about that. We also have a trauma booth, and we have an ECG area. Trauma booth is going to be run by our doctors who actually deal with emergency room. A lot of people don't realize that when there's a trauma situation, there are certain things you're supposed to do. They're going to talk about that, and they're going to actually give out flyers on how to deal with certain things before a patient even comes to the hospital. That closely goes with what Terry does, because he's BLS trained. Meaning basic life support. He's trained in that area. So the trauma part of it, we will have a booth on that. We will have also a booth on men's health. And Dr. Niles will be taking care of that booth because a lot of men don't take care of their health, especially their prostate health. So Dr. Niles is going to be talking very, very seriously about that. We also have an ECG booth which Terry will be manning. We have eye testing booth which Courts has graciously said that they will come on board and have some eye testing done. We will have a blood drive because as a hospital we usually need blood for our patients for transfusions. So the government blood drive system blood transfusion unit will be here to get donations of blood. Every hospital needs blood.
Yeah.
We also have VIA testing for the females, which is it's instead of doing a pap smear, you can do a VIA test. So we will be doing that. We will also have depression counseling for persons who don't feel that this, they can't cope with certain things. So we'll have that type of counseling. We'll also have sampling from Massey. They do bio oil and stuff like that, which we use at the hospital. Maternity cases, they use bio oil to put on your skin to make sure you don't get stretch marks or alleviate the stretch marks. We'll also have the other stage activities that we will have. We're hoping to have a talk by Exxon on safety because they are very big on safety.
Yes.
And so that will be one of the stage activities. And another stage activity will be the Scouts will be doing something, a demonstration for us, the Boy Scouts. We will also have the BLS and the BLS interactive, how we do BLS training, which is basic life support.
Yes.
We do conduct that training and we offer first aid kits to the community. Any corporate or anybody in the community who needs to purchase a first aid kit, I have them right over there. We could, we do the training and then we offer the first aid kit. So we do quite a bit of that. A lot of the areas in which we do for the corporate and have the linkages with the corporate are very important. But for the fair, we are highlighting all of this. Very importantly at the health and wellness experience is the talks on, is the information we'll give out on high blood pressure and diabetes. Because the booths will cover, you come in, you register, and you actually have your blood group testing done, your BMI testing, you have your blood pressure testing. If there's a situation with blood pressure testing, we automatically will make you relax for a little while. The nurses will do that, and then you do your test again. If we find that your test is very high, we will give you the necessary treatment there to make sure, but you need to, we will then ask the doctor to sign up something. So the public can go to their own healthcare providers and say, at the health fair, at the health and wellness experience at St. Joseph Mercy Hospital, this is what was discovered. I need to learn more about my situation and how I can control it. And your own medical advisor can explain to you how you can do that, or we can do it here if you don't have a general practitioner in which you go. So that's technically a mouthful of what we're doing at the health and wellness experience.
Smart.
Okay, so welcome to our hospital, first of all, and a little bit about myself. But before I can talk about the hospital.
Yes.
Now, our hospital is legally 73 years old, but it has been in existence a couple of years before that. The hospital, as Ms. Ramsey said, was purchased from a group of men, Dr. Romanty, Dr. Bettencourt Gomes, and a few others to mention. They bought this home from the person who had owned it before, and it was named Colonna House. Now, when they bought the home, the Sisters of Mercy and the Catholic organization, through the bishops, that I think is Bishop Evans, they came together and renamed the hospital St. Joseph Mercy Hospital. And from them to now, we've been operating with the same mission statement and the same things that we do. We deliver quality care, and the core values that we stand for, and we don't segregate. We treat everybody as one, race, religion, class, everything we do as one. So that's how the hospital started. And through the years, it continued. We have numbers of doctors. A few doctors to mention is Dr. Sewar, who is 48 years, I just spoke to him this morning. 48 years he'd been practicing at Mercy Hospital. Dr. John Fredericks, who is deceased, he practiced probably about 40 years because he died like 8 years ago. So we have had the tradition of Catholic doctors manning our hospitals. And today we still have Mr. Sewar, and we still have other people who we can trust, new doctors, new technology, and new ways of treating patients. So we offer lots of services. We start from brain surgery, kidney surgeries, general surgery, laparoscopic surgeries, We do basic hernias, hydroceles, hysterectomies, cesarean section. We covered all the aspects of surgery as well as medical treatment for our patients. So a little bit more about myself now. So I'm here at Mercy Hospital for 33 years. I was trained at the hospital here 3 years in the nursing school. I became a registered nurse, and since then I've worked in the operating theater first as a nurse anesthetist trainee, and then I was formally trained by a group of doctors and people from Washington DC Health Volunteers. So I'm a CRNA, Certified Registered Nurse Anesthetist. I've been in the operating theater for all these years. I work with many doctors doing many cases. We can talk with beautiful stories that has good endings, but it continued during the years. Very recently, with this new administrative team, I decided that I want to do something more for my hospital. Yeah. As a Catholic, as somebody who wanted to be a priest at one time, I didn't move from my hospital. I stayed here because I know at Mercy it's a difference from wherever else you go. I've experienced that personally. I've seen it in patients' treatment. Yeah. And I've decided after 33 years, to join the administrative team, and Mr. Ramsey and Mr. Gasking, our CEO, and the board of directors. We spoke, and I've decided that it's time that I give back a little bit more. Now, I am in team with the administration, and we're doing much, much more. For the past year, we have done so much that I didn't think we have done in my 30 years at Mercy. We're seeing lots of changes. Lots of things are happening in our hospital. And one of the big things that I'm all excited about, I don't know if I'm showing it in my face.
Yes, you are.
This Zumba, this thing here, the Zumba is part of it. We have this health and fitness fair that's coming up. And we have so much, you know. When we look at it as a fear of a difference, we have all these different corporate persons who are coming in to help us. And we're delivering more. We're actually showing you what we do at Mercy Hospital. Mr. Ramsey mentioned about BLS. I plan to make BLS look like it's a drink of ice water. Because I'm a trainer of BLS. I certify persons in BLS. And I want to make it so that even the kids at school will like it. And when you come, we will have that. I'm making a running TV program that we could be flashing all the time to let you know how we can save life. It's like watching a movie, not the American Heart thing. It's a more user-friendly kind of activity. So that's part of it, and we're doing the ECG testing. We have an ECG machine, we'll be doing it on the spot, and if we pick up any changes, any ischemia, any tachycardia, anything that said, well, this guy needs a further check, we have a doctor on board, we sign off, and we let them go to our ER, and it's we get a 50% discount on treatment that they will have for that day. So those are things we're doing to make the public know we're still around, because after the fire, we've heard many people saying Mercy is not in existence and stuff, but that's not true. Mercy is even better than before the fire. So we're doing more things to promote. And being a Catholic institution, I'm hoping that our Catholics outside there will use our hospital more. We need to sensitize more public awareness of our hospital and its existence and what we do.
So we're having a conversation with Administrative Associate of St. Joseph Mercy Hospital and Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the St. Joseph Mercy Hospital. Our conversation has been quite interesting. So what I'm going to ask you, so of course on Saturday, September 29th, Ms. Ramsey, can you give us a time as to when the health fair begins?
Sure. The health fair begins at 9 in the morning and ends at 6 o'clock, as I said, with after 6 the Glow party, the Glow fitness actually is a fitness dance. So Zumba is like a dance. Yeah. But at 9 o'clock we definitely open the gate to the public coming in. Our booths will all be set up, and we welcome the opportunity to showcase to the public what the hospital is doing. I may need to add there I spoke about high blood pressure earlier, but I also need to address diabetes, which is another serious situation in Guyana. And we will have a specific booth that is catering to diabetes, and we will be offering sample snacks or snack foods that you could actually taste, and then we'll give you the recipes, because people who have diabetes need to make sure that they use less carbohydrates, which you wouldn't get the sugar development, but you also need to maintain your diet and exercise. So after we do the testing to make sure if you're diabetic or not, We then need to guide you through the nutrition aspect. Actually, one of our main sponsors, KD Enterprise, will be giving out diabetic machines, blood sugar monitors. So there, he's going to be here from his supplier. He will be definitely giving out those. And a few of our other sponsors, and I would like to really highlight them. It's KD, of course. We have Sterling Products, Bank CIH, John Finance Limited, Bounty Supermarket, Industrial Safety and Supplies, Farfan and Mendez, IPA, and Brighton Pharmacy. Now, what is happening? A lot of these people, they are our vendors, and we work very closely with them throughout the year, and they have been. I can say for 90% of these people that I've mentioned have been an associated. We're like a partner in what we do, and we welcome that because throughout the years that we've been working, these companies have stood by the hospital and supplied the hospital. When we had our file, they were there for us, and they supplied things and said, look, we're going to wait until you're back on your feet again. So these people we owe a lot to. They are our vendors, and we have not deviated in any way. We have kept with them throughout the years. So they had first we thought of them immediately when we were doing this fair. They said, no, we're coming on board with you immediately because we know how important it is to the public, to our staff, because we do quite a lot of corporate medicals as well. And these people are the people who are part of what we do.
So health and wellness. Mr. Mohammed, Ms. Ramsey you would have mentioned also. So what happens if someone comes to the health fair and the medical practitioner discover that they need more serious treatment?
Correct. As we were talking this morning, we had a program and we told the public what we're going to do. You have a registration form. Everything that you do in the different booths is going to be documented. Your blood pressure, your ECG, your blood sugar testing, and even the VIA and the breast examination. And we find anything wrong, we'll advise you. One, you can use our emergency room. We have doctors there seeing you. And as Ms. Ramsey mentioned, it's going to be at a discount cost. Or if the person cannot see, doesn't have the necessary money to do that, they can go to their primary physician or a health clinic in their community, and they can have the test done. But we will not let you go without any form of advice and probably treatment, because our nurses yesterday were talking in the fairs that they were on to. Let's say my blood pressure is high. They'll give me a tablet, captopril, something to treat my pressure, and they'll keep me sitting, not standing, and they'll monitor me before, during, and a little while. And if it doesn't go down, immediately they're going to advise admission and treatment. And we're ready to assist in any part of their financial aspect there. Not totally, but partially.
So there you have it in a nutshell. The St. Joseph Mercy Hospital celebrating 73 years of existence. They're having, a part of their 73rd anniversary celebration, they're having a health fair slated for September 29th, 2018 at the hospital. Is it on in the parking lot? From 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. You can visit the hospital during those times and have your health checked. So in closing, Ms. Ramsey, Mr. Mohammed, thank you for giving us accepting the invitation rather for this interview, and we would like to hear your closing remarks and words of encouragement.
Well, words of encouragement are always to keep healthy, and we really need, a hospital is there, yes, and I'm part of a hospital institution, so yes, I'm promoting the hospital, but the underlying factor is that you have to take care of yourself. You have to be healthy. In order to be healthy, you have to follow your diet, exercise, and make sure that you visit your healthcare practitioner at least once a year. So in closing, I would like to welcome everybody to our health and wellness experience on Saturday. And we look forward to seeing you, and we would like you to definitely take part in our Zumba fitness activity, because it will get your blood pumping and you will be exercising. Thank you very much.
So if they need more information, there's a contact number they can call the hospital.
They can call 227-7139. My secretary and the team outside can handle that. If they need to speak in more in depth to anybody, Terry Mohammed is probably the best person to speak with on that.
Ms. Mohammed.
So I endorse everything that Ms. Ramsey said, full of energy and ready to go. But I would like to remind the public that Mercy is in existence and at Mercy we care. Our quality care still exists. So come visit us all the time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you for taking time off of your busy schedule for being here with us. And we do wish you all the best, and probably wish you a double 73 years more.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Welcome. Okay.